with you today. Today we are talking about the all or nothing mindset, something Jessica and I focus on every day, that we struggle on every day. And I know that we talk to our clients, our family members, our friends, acquaintances about this, or it just comes up in conversation. And it is something very prevalent in inhibiting us from getting to our goals, to getting just daily tasks done, to just being happy in life in general. So we want to touch on this. We want to plant some seeds in your head, and we want to give some actionables about maybe a mindset shift that could possibly work for you. And there's so many self-help books about this and podcasts and science around it that you can also lean into outside of our Facebook Live as well. Before we get started, though, if you're new to our community, we just want to introduce ourselves. So my name is Casey Kephart. I'm the founder of the Feel Good Formula, and I am a functional medicine nutritionist. I work with women with all different types of autoimmune diseases to get you back to the activities you love to do, trash those symptoms, get your life back, basically. And I reside in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the sun always shines, and it is starting to get cooler out slowly but surely, which feels nice for not taking 3 showers a day.
Yeah, I was like, cooler meaning what temperature?
Just a degree or two, but I think the humidity is getting better.
Oh, that's good. Nice. My name is Jessica Melnick. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist, the founder of the Anti-Arthritis Method, the host of the Happy Joints Arthritis Solutions Group, and I help both women and men with various forms of arthritis get their quality of life back so they can live life the way they choose to, not the way they have to.
Awesome.
And I live in Saskatchewan, Canada, where we've had kind of an exceptionally warm summer. It's sunny outside right now, but fall is definitely in the air. Like, our seasons change quite readily to the cooler seasons here. So summer is a short-lived period.
I don't miss that at all, coming from Chicago. Okay, all or nothing. So what is all or nothing? If you are unaware of this slogan, I guess you can call it, it is when we put off tasks, don't do tasks, or just avoid them altogether because we don't have all of the facts, we don't have all of the materials, the funds, whatever your barrier is. If you don't have that, you say, no, I'm not doing it, or all of the energy. For example, an all or nothing task for me that gets in the way is cleaning. In my mind, in my limited thinking in that moment, I think I have to clean the whole house. When in reality, I could clean the kitchen one day, or heck, even the dishes. And the next day I could do I can sweep. The next day I could vacuum. So that would be an all or nothing mindset. The difference between you thinking you have to clean the whole house or just one part of the house and keep building on that. So as my therapist likes to remind me every single week, you cannot eat the elephant in one day. You take small bites of the elephant. Now, this is getting very morbid and cannibalism, but whatever works for you to understand this motto is important. So this directly correlates with having an autoimmune disease and getting better in an autoimmune disease. I'm taking the long way around to explain this to you, but a lot of our clients, potential clients, friends, family, whoever, do not start a new protocol, do not start a new exercise routine, a diet, a meditation goal in general, because they are they don't feel like they are 100% prepared, 100% in it, 100% able to afford it, whatever your goal, whatever the meaning is for you. And so you don't even try it all until that one day comes, and it rarely comes. So we like to remind all of you that just because you don't know everything about the autoimmune protocol doesn't mean you can't start. You learn as you go, you ask questions as you go. You don't know what you don't know. And that's why you are joining a community and a program, or even if you're doing it by yourself, you don't have to be 100% perfect. You can inch your way up to that. It's kind of like quitting smoking, right? You go from a pack a day to, God, I don't even know how many cigarettes are in a pack. I've never smoked, but then to 10 cigarettes, then to 9 cigarettes, then to 8 cigarettes. You are slowly inching your way. You're not eating the elephant in one bite. It's the same thing with an autoimmune protocol, with our programs or any healthy goal that you are going to start. You start with grabbing the book. You start with paying for the program. You start with getting the junk out of your house. You start with buying the treadmill, whatever that is. Why we think that we have to have it all before we start is some myth, and I don't even know where it came from. Jessica, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I have some really good examples from myself and from my clients. And I think it's just this perfectionist mindset.
Mm.
And not everybody is like that. I know you and I really relate on, I call myself a recovering perfectionist.
Yeah.
Like I used to not even leave the house unless I had like mascara on because, oh my God, if someone knew that my eyelashes were blonde and they didn't have definition in my eyes, oh my gosh, it used to be the worst thing ever. And now here I am talking to whoever is listening with hair that's not done because I'm going for a hair appointment after this and I'm not going to do my hair before I go to the hair appointment. So we can change our minds and our perspectives about these things. But I think it's feeling like it's not going to help unless we do it all at once and do it perfectly the first time. And that's simply not true. And like, definitely there's people, and even within the same person, we can be at a time in our life when we're ready to jump in 100%. And sometimes we're only ready to dip our toe in or everywhere else in between. So you have to meet yourself where you're at. So for example, I have some clients who are like, I'm ready to start this protocol like yesterday. Like, like, let me read everything today and I'm starting tomorrow. And then I have other clients who are like, whoa, this feels overwhelming to me. I'm going to break it down into little chunks. And so there, I say to them, you know, maybe this week, make it your goal to change your breakfast, change what you're eating for breakfast. Don't even worry about lunch and supper yet. Don't even worry about that. Just do one thing.
Yeah.
And then you build that confidence that you can actually do this. And then you can build on that habit. So maybe the second week, you're like, okay, I'm ready to change my snacks. So now I've got breakfast down. Now I'm going to move on to snacks. And then you build that confidence and you build those changes over time. And then in time, you've made all of the changes and you've taken out all the foods that you need to take out. And you've established new meals that you like. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at how far I've come.
Mm-hmm.
And you're confident in yourself and your abilities to make those changes. I know an example in my life right now, I know you and I have talked about this. I found out that I have an acute reactivation of Epstein-Barr. So for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it's the monovirus. So apparently I had mono at one point in time. I don't remember when. I was never diagnosed with it, but now I've got it in my system. It is making me really, really tired. It's been a struggle. And I've been working with a functional medicine practitioner and a functional medicine doctor to do whatever I can to get this under control. And part of that has been I'm adjusting my diet again. So I've already established a healthy way of eating, and now I have to tweak it again because we've found out, oh, I can't digest fats very well. So I'm taking some different digestive enzymes, and I'm also having to adjust my fat intake. So I'm having to adjust the macros that I'm eating. And I'm not the type of person who's used to taking, tracking my food that closely. But because I need to do this in order to feel better, I'm tracking my food on an app. I'm trying new ways of cooking so that I can lower down the amount of fat that I'm taking in. And it's been a struggle. So what I've done is I've broken it down into steps. So it's like, okay, I need to eat more protein and I need to lower the amount of fat that I'm intaking. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is instead of only eating roasted vegetables, I'm going to steam some. And then I'm going to work that into my meals so that I'm lowering my overall fat intake. I'm going to also try a recipe with chicken that is a lower fat recipe than I would normally cook and go from there. And that's how I'm slowly building it in. I'm not doing it all in one day, perfectly in one day. I'm gradually changing how I've been eating into what I need to do in order to feel better.
Yep.
So I'm going to get there, and it counts. It all counts. So instead of thinking, oh, well, I'm never going to feel better and I'm never going to get better because I'm not doing it perfectly, it's a myth. You know, you have to sometimes work your way up to that.
And it's all of those small baby steps, like you just mentioned, that lead to confidence and that you can get to that overarching goal that you have. But it's going to take, it's a journey, and building that confidence and enjoying the ride, and being proud of yourself each day for doing those little things really is the dopamine boost, because you're doing the daily things each day. There's so much science behind. It's the journey that gives you that satisfaction. It's not necessarily meeting that goal that does. So enjoy this ride, enjoy making yourself proud each day with these baby steps that you are honing in on, writing down and keeping accountable towards. And you're going to get to that goal. And if you mess up one day, if you don't do it one day, hell, if you don't do it one week, you get right back on the horse. An example in my life is I've started working with, she's a therapist, but I call her my accountability coach, because she is simply just there for me to keep me accountable to my to-do list, because I like to avoid my long list that I make for myself. And each time we talk once a week, and it is so basic when we talk. It is, which task are you going to do tomorrow? Where in your calendar are you going to put it? With the task, are you just researching? Are you doing the whole thing? Are you prepping? Are you preparing? It doesn't necessarily have to be, I have to do my whole to-do list in one day, or I have to do that one task fully. I can break it apart with how little I want to and what is reasonable for me. So I've been working with her, I think, for like 6 sessions now each week. And I can tell you the accountability each week that I have from it, just knowing somebody's going to follow up, but also the increased confidence I've gotten, I have built up in myself, because I'm doing these tedious tasks, not even tedious, but like easy tasks that I should just be doing by myself, has one, boosted my dopamine, has increased my energy, has increased my confidence in myself. And I feel great because all of these tasks now are getting done. I completed one that took me 3 years to do, and it took me literally 3 minutes. Like, why did I wait 3 years for a 3-minute task that I thought of probably once or twice a week? That is ridiculous. And I think that is the definition of insanity. So what Jessica and I are getting at is, whatever your goal is, and we're talking to a community of women and some men with arthritis and autoimmune disease. If your goal is to feel healthier, less pain, more energy, more happiness and joy and confidence in yourself, write in the comments, or write, if it's private, write in a notepad on your phone, write down one thing you could do today or this week that would get you closer to that goal. And then I want you to say to yourself, is that something I can complete? Or should I break this down even more? And then if you, speaking as my therapist that I actually have a meeting with today, write it down in your calendar on what time you're going to do it. And then, or put a due date in your calendar or your alarm on when this will be completed by. Keep yourself accountable that way. And if you don't have anything else to keep you accountable, ask your spouse, ask your kid, ask your friend, ask us, ask somebody, so you can have some eyes on you too. I think that's the one thing that changed for me, was the accountability aspect of it.
Yeah. And I think one really important thing to remember too, and I've had to tell myself this, is that when you are working towards goals, whether it's changing the way you're eating to manage your arthritis or your autoimmune condition, or let's say to get physically stronger, or to just accomplish more like in your day, whatever it is, there are going to be things that you are going to need to do that you're not going to want to do.
That suck.
Yeah. Like, and that is okay. It's okay to be like, yeah, I don't want to do X, Y, or Z because maybe it's boring, or I don't think I'll be good at it, or it takes effort and I'd rather go and scroll through my phone or watch Netflix than make the effort to meal prep or whatever. There's going to be things that you don't want to do and that in your mind or you're going to be not looking forward to doing. That's okay. That is normal. That means you're human. It doesn't mean that it's not the right time for you or that it's not a good idea or that it's not going to help you. It just means that that's just part of the process. And when you make yourself do these things that you are not looking forward to doing, you build more of that confidence.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people think they have to wait to feel motivated and excited to do something. That is not, motivation does not last. Motivation is a fleeting feeling.
Yeah.
So we have to not wait till we're feeling motivated. You just have to get started and bite off some of that ugly task, and then it will get better.
Yeah. Mel Robbins speaks on that a lot. And that getting out of bed is probably one of the hardest things we do in the morning, right? Our brain likes to say, no, let's just stay in here. It's so comfy. I don't want to start the day. I don't want to do this. But every day we force ourselves to get out of bed, right? We force past those uncomfortable feelings and we put our feet on the ground and we do the hard thing of getting up. It's probably for the first hour or two that we feel uncomfortable, right? We don't want to do these tasks, but we do them anyways. We don't let our brain win for that day and stay in bed all day. It's the same thing with these other hard tasks that we don't want to do. We need to push through that and just think of that future feeling of how will I feel when I accomplish X, Y, and Z. And I guarantee you it's going to be a great feeling when you do. I know a lot of people, including myself, we do the first hard task first. So then that's out of the way and everything else is easier. So you're not dreading leading up to that task either. So if that helps, definitely try that within your day too.
Yeah, no, I think that's all good. And I think it's just, recognizing these different points that we've brought across so that you're not alone in this. Like, it doesn't mean that something's wrong or that this isn't something that's meant for you to do. It just means that you're a human with a human brain. And you just have to sometimes have to push ourselves out of that comfort zone. And it's good.
Exactly. Our brain likes to be comfy and cozy and in homeostasis, and we need to fight that because things don't change in our comfort zone. That is the most cliche motto out there, but it is very true. So if you have any thoughts, questions, opinions, want to tell us what your goal is for today or this week that you are going to do, please put that in the comments, whether you are watching live or on the replay. And Jessica will be back for you on Thursday with a recipe, and we will talk to you next week.
Amazing. Take care, everyone.